2K, let's have a talk about 2K20. First and foremost, big fan, love what you guys are doing. Been a fan and playing the game since the original 2K back on the Dreamcast. Now I'm here playing 2K19 on both the Switch and Xbox One. And I was thinking about getting on my PC, but we're getting kind of later on in the year and start expecting to see stuff around the September, October timeframe. But 2K, I wanted to make this video specifically for the fact that while we haven't heard anything with 2K20, which we typically don't hear anything until we start getting dead close to the actual release date and start seeing some events and things of that nature to where you invite people out to play said new game, I want to throw my piece out there. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of 2K fans out there that feel the same way. Now, let me go ahead and be very clear. I am not a my career player. I'm not a guy that's on that court. I am the guy that runs through my career just for the fact that, I'm running through with my character. But at the same time, I'm more of your my GM and all that other stuff. So if you're coming to this video to hear about issues on my court or issues with certain dance moves and stuff like that missing, you're not going to find that here. You're going to find, for those of us that are my GM heads, for those of us that do run through my career for the purpose of said play style of being that individual person and seeing what 2K can bring to the table to kind of showcase us being that up and coming star in the my career mode. The stories can be nice, but I'm more looking forward to how they pick up the gameplay. So let's first and foremost jump off with why I enjoy 2K. 2K has always been a big joy to me because out of simulation games, there's only been a handful of simulation games that are worth playing. Now, a lot of people say that Live pretty much ran the series up until we got to like 2K, I don't know, probably like 2K6 for some, 2K8 for some more, 2K10 for others. And it's a wide array of people that have their version that decided to say this is when 2K took over from Live. But for me, 2K has always been top notch when it came to simulation. And if I needed the arcade play, whether you felt like Live was arcade or not, I went to Live for arcade. I loved them for the arcade point because if I didn't want to take a game too serious, I would play Live. But when it came down to 2K and I really wanted to do on the one-on-one competitive nature or actually run my seasons, I did 2K. Also, I did play games like NBA Inside Zone. I did play Courtside, Kobe Bryant's Courtside. I did play Microsoft's version of NBA Inside Drive, which, believe it or not, while that game didn't run all that great and it looked good at its time for the original Xbox and the generation we were in at the time, the one thing that I do take away from that game was the way you increased your players and the way you, I guess you could say, got their ratings up was by what you did inside the game. You were not going to become an awesome three-point shooter by just dunking and getting stat points and then putting all your stat points toward three-point shooting. You had to go out, shoot good releases, and make those three-point shots for that attribute to be increased in that game. So I give Microsoft kudos for that. But when it comes down to 2K, while 2K took some time to get the body movement down, to get the body shapes, and to get some, adjustments and get some realistic levels into the game, they got there. So I loved every improvement from 2K, my favorite being 2K2, 2K3, and so on and so forth, especially when they got into the ESPN side, when they brought on Ben Wallace for the just known title of ESPN basketball at the time before they went on to do, 2K6 with Shaq on the cover. But I love the progression. I loved how 2K did the commentary. I love how they, did the off the court presentations. And then that was kind of like their introduction into the My Career stuff with Shaq on the cover with 2K6. And it was different in its own right as well. But where I hold my gripe with 2K when they started switching was the introduction of VC. VC, to me, was like the cancer. was the cancer for 2K. Like it's just slowly draining 2K at this point. It's slowly draining the game that I love. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, if it's draining the game that you love, why do you keep purchasing it? Because I do have my GM. I don't worry about the other stuff. The problem where I have with it is a lot of the focus tends to go towards the my career, and it tends to go towards the my player for the story, the costumes, the tattoos, all the little stuff that your casual gamers will play and like and love. Even for those that do play it raw, like they'll get onto that heavy. So I'm not gonna say that's strictly for the casual gamers, but the attention seems to be paid there. My GM this year had probably like one or two additions that were worthwhile, but nonetheless, it was still the same thing. If 2K comes with VC this year, it will be a hard pickup. Honestly, I don't know too much of where 2K can improve other than the AI. There's only so much you can do with realistic players. I know people that see Steph Curry shoot threes for days, and then the moment that they pick up the sticks, they want to go out there and do the same thing and don't know the release points, don't understand the distance, don't understand that they've been playing they're smothered when it comes to defense, and then get mad at the game. I'm not that type of person. I play with plays. I run my plays. I do my positions. I do everything that your real basketball player would do. I'm a hooper. So I'm playing it the same way. So I'm not playing this just running around, passing the ball to LeBron and just letting them drive to the hole every single time. I'm not just passing the ball to Curry, Durant, or Clay and just popping threes the entire time. I'm playing what the defense is giving me. I'm doing the pick and roll game. I'm doing all the things that you should be doing as a basketball player. So when I come to 2K with this, I'm coming correct from a person that really balls, that really plays, that really understands the game. So for me, what I would like to see for 2K20, before I even talk about not purchasing it, not picking it up, if you add WNBA players, cool, but add something to it. Give me a season. Give me a reason to play with the WNBA players. Live, cool. That was a nice introduction to where it was only streetwise. But for those of us that do show respect and do enjoy WNBA games as well as NBA games, I would love to play WNBA game seasons as well. I want a full-fledged out season if you're going to do it. If you're not going to do it, leave it alone and put it in 21. Don't half-ass the situation and just put it in there just for some quick clicks and clout and then say it's a new feature. No. That's not what I'm trying to see. That's not what it should be about. It should be about fine-tuning the game, as well as if you want to clean up some lookalikes, if you want to clean up some body models, that's cool. That's the basics. That's the stuff that needs to happen. But if we're going to talk about big features for the game, 2K in itself could implement things such as drawing up plays. That would be something dope. Give me the ability to draw up plays. Give me the ability to just be that player, which you can when you kind of focus on one player, but I kind of want to get a good sense of me picking a coach and a GM for a reason. When you play my GM, of course, you're playing as a GM, but I would like to see a feature to where I'm strictly either playing as the coach, playing as the player, or playing as the GM, or just playing as the owner, and look at it from those different perspectives. So if I'm playing as just the player, then I'm focused on that player. I'm focused on maintaining my position on the team or helping the team out. If I get traded, then there's nothing I can do about that. If I want to move, then that is something I can do about that. I get to pick my agent, and I get to do all those things that matter to on the court basketball. If the only thing I should be concerned with off the court is maybe shoe deals and getting my money up to do something with it. We had cribs when we were talking about NFL 2K5. Like, you had the crib thing. Like, you got your money. You can put the motorcycle in there. You can put a little ticker up there. You can, you had your trophies displayed for what you won and what you did. And then you had your VIP record and all this cool stuff, watching your replays back. I'm not saying bring the crib back, but I would say if my player earns a contract, I don't need VC. that I should be utilizing that money. You price the items that I can purchase based off of how my contract or how the highest or max contract is set up. So, kind of get it to the point to where even the person that may be a D or G League player can also purchase these items as well when they get to a certain status, give my contract some type of meaning. Also, if we're talking about going into the coach mode, drawing up plays, try to have some type of input on what players to get. Definitely adjusting lineups, adjusting offense by picking my staff and having, the trainers, shooting coaches, defensive coaches, have all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? They've entered different type of contract statements and things that, the actual NBA does. We can definitely do something like this to where I can pick my own staff and really have like the staff like the NBA, because I know now we have a trainer, a CFO, a GM, assistant GM, coach, assistant coach, a scout, and I think that might be it. But let me pick my team, and then if I pick my team, put me in a situation to where we have to sit down and do these game plans, and we can, kind of look at, like, if we want to tune into a game, say like we're going to play the Atlanta Hawks and we're the Boston Celtics, right? I want to be able to keep pin on certain players that I want to watch if I want to watch it myself. If not, send my scout to watch said game and then come back with feedback on how we can make those adjustments. Because sometimes I feel like these adjustments are just kind of all over the place. Brings me to my next point as well. I understand that we have superstars in the NBA, and I understand that there's very few people, if anybody, that can stop these superstars like a LeBron, like a Kevin Durant, like a Curry. There's, and I understand this thing, especially with Giannis, but there is no reason for me to be playing 2K and playing against the Bucks, and Giannis is moving at the speed of freaking light. Not to mention he's already long as hell, to where you can't stop him. And I understand that, you try to make it realistic as possible, but when LeBron and Giannis move like John Wall and Iverson, no, that's a no go. That needs to be adjustments. It needs to be a center's 99 speed, power forward, small forward, shooting guard, point guard. All their 99 should mean something different. Like, yes, you're 99 for a center, so that means that you move probably like half the pace as a point, or, whatever the mathematics are going to be. But the rating itself shouldn't dictate across all spectrums. Like, if I'm a 99 center, my 99 shouldn't be equivalent to a 99 point guard. You know what I'm saying? So, and the same thing goes for, just body types. But, I should feel like my center should feel heavy, because I think I've created a center before and raised his weight up to the max. And he still looks like the same Slim Jim type cat that you see Durant as. Like, my dude is a 7 foot, 300 plus pound dude, and he looks nothing like Shaq. Like, how is that possible? Like, why does he look like Durant? But to get into other things that I feel like needs to make adjustments, if 2K is going to have difficulties from, what it was, rookie and Hall of Fame and All-Star and Superstar and all that stuff, like, it shouldn't be Hall of Fame being straight ridiculous. And when I go to, Superstar, either All-Star, it seems like it's too easy. Now, I know it all depends on what team you play with as well, but sometimes it's just beyond ridiculous. And the same thing goes for simulation. There could be times to where my team is literally like just blowing people out in the season, and then come playoff time, we're the first seed versus the A seed, and then the A seed, if I simulate it, has a 3-0 run on us, and they had 3 injured players, and my whole team was healthy. 2K, you guys can do so much, so much. And I know from year to year to year, there's only so much you can do. There's only so much tweaking you can do. There's only so much adjustments you can do, to where I feel like there should be additions to the game that we have, or just kind of like expansion packs, opposed to a whole new game coming out, kind of like the Sims approach, to where we can receive a Sims 4 and they'll just release expansions, and those expansions add to the game. because there's nothing different about a Sims 4 to a Sims 5 yet. Sims 3 to Sims 4 was a big jump. So they just continue doing expansions until they get to that point. And I feel like doing year on to year on, I understand that it may be a contract thing with the NBA, but just do expansions until you feel like you can just really do that big massive jump. So to kind of break it all down, because I feel like I've been all over the place. For the my GM, have a my GM, my player, my coach, my owner, have those different modes, or at least have like one mode, like one franchise mode, and then give me the selection. I think Madden does something like that, to where you can do like a player, and then they let you dictate like, okay, where the player was drafted, which is stupid, and then they let you do like a coach or possibly the GM. But depending on what I choose and what I pick is what gives me the power to do certain things. If I'm the coach, I don't have the say so of where the team gets moved to if they get moved. If I'm the player, I don't determine who gets traded. I don't determine any of that stuff. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, LeBron does. I don't think that man has that much hand into what's going on. But if he does, then hey, that's on the team. But I want to be able to play my role and play my part, and at the same time have a decent progression. Give me ways to progress. Give me ways to progress while I'm on the court. Give me ways to progress off the court. Yes, they have practice, but sometimes I feel like practice doesn't really do anything other than give you VC, which should be done away with. Um, when it comes down to my player dealing with injuries, let me do rehab. Let me, let me cycle, let me get on the elliptical, let me lift weights, let me do all this stuff and make this stuff make sense too, because I swear I cannot lift weights on 2K19 to save my damn life. Like, I don't know if it's just me with these damn sticks. I don't know. I stay away from it. I stay away from the squat. I stay away from the bench. None of that shit seems to make sense. Like, if you just got to do a Guitar Hero button combination thing, do that. But give my man some type of opportunity to actually work out. And it brings me to the mind frame of Fight Night, to where it was like, okay, doing jump ropes, hitting the bag, lifting weights, like, give my guy that kind of opportunity. But at the same time, with the opportunity, let me have the smarts or have the trainer with me to know, okay, I'm pushing myself too far. I could potentially injure myself if I'm doing too much. If all I'm doing is hitting the bench trying to get my dude's strength up, you know? Okay, and another thing that you can add, if you're going to add the WNBA, like I said, give me a franchise mode with the WNBA. I know it's possible. I know it's something you can do. When it comes down to commentary, okay, I don't know exactly where to go with commentary, because I know it's only so much you can do. I know it's only so much that you can fit in, and I already know when it comes down to repetitive nature. The only input I can give for the commentary is, one, if I have my created player to where I have him drafted in, or whatever the case may be, please acknowledge my player. If my player is number one in whatever stat, they should not then be talking about the second person being number one. That should not be a thing. I don't know why that's happening. I really don't. But have my player acknowledged, and then also give me an opportunity to kind of take my player from my career and, export him into, like, say, my GM or the my player thing on the my GM side. Also, if there's not enough commentary that you guys can provide, because I know it takes hours and hours and scripts on top of scripts, and I can understand that, kind of play the NBA street route, to where you kind of have an announcer chiming in on certain things here and there, and having music play, have the instrumental playing in the background. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people wouldn't mind just having the players play with music bumping in the back, having a commentator kind of like Babito chime in time and time again, and just switch it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be pinpoint, one for one for the NBA. Like, it doesn't. Like, this is a video game. Make it yours. Like, like I said, I don't know if there's any strict boundaries when it comes down to the NBA, when it comes to the contract, but flourish a little bit, do something different, Give us a little bit more than just kind of your cookie cutter. This is what the NBA does, so this is what I'm gonna do. But outside of that, 2K, honestly, between like I said, the different modes, um, the VC, the commentary, um, the focus too heavy of a focus on my career. End it off on a good note. You guys really have done an amazing job when it comes to how players do move and how they act, and you know making your adjustments from time to time, especially with certain release points, and just the game in itself. And like I said, the my neighborhood and my player stuff is a huge move, and you have people that love it and they adore it. So don't remove it on my account. Keep it flowing, keep it going, but please show the other modes the same love and attention that you show that mode. But like I said, this has been a long video, but I adore and I love 2K so much. I just had to really get this one out before 2K20 drop. I would love to see these changes. I would love to see some support and some backing for the My GM crew, just like the My Player crew gets that love as well. If you guys are bringing another story, cool, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But make it mean something. Make it from high school up. I don't care anything about okay, I was out in China, da da da. None of that. I want to see the true progression, the high school, college, NBA progression. If I don't make it right, send my behind to the G League. Like I want to work my way up and not be like an Insta star just because the story says I'm supposed to be an Insta star. That ain't cool. Like I want to train and really grind and put in that work. But this has been Action Jack. This is the video from Gaming Grounds, the greatest channel that you'll ever find, the most fastest up and coming channel. I don't care how many subscribers I got. The content I'm putting out, man, is top notch. Is next to none. I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna continue to grow and I'm gonna continue putting this content out, especially when it comes down to 2K. I love basketball to death, man. That is my life. That's my soul. That's my heart. So I'm going to release more videos and I'm going to keep a close eye. And hopefully this reaches out to 2K. Hopefully you guys can get it out there to 2K, little clips here and there, even if it's not just a whole video. But once again, thank you guys again. And this has been another video coming from your boy Action Jack. Peace.